Chapter 10 of Just for Juniors, Little Talks to Little Folks by Reverend Gerald T. Brennan. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Maria Therese. Chapter 10 Blue Hats. The other day I read in the paper that a real princess went shopping. Now why was that news? That was news because it was the first time that this princess ever went shopping alone. Naturally, she was very excited. Early that morning the young princess left the royal palace and rode in a beautiful carriage to a large department store. Of course, people were surprised to see the princess alone, and a few curious ones followed her. They all wondered what the princess was going to buy. I suppose you too are wondering what the princess bought on her first shopping trip. Did she buy a new dress? No. Did she buy new shoes? No, the princess didn't buy new shoes. Did she buy a fur coat? No, children, the princess bought none of these things. There was only one thing that the princess wanted, and that's why she went shopping. The princess wanted a new hat. Well, the princess looked at all kinds of hats. Gold hats and silver hats, black hats, brown hats, green hats, yellow hats, hats with feathers, hats with flowers, hats trimmed with ribbons and veils. But the princess didn't buy any of these hats. The princess wanted a certain kind of hat, and when she saw what she wanted, she bought it. What kind of a hat did the princess buy? The princess bought a blue hat. Now that isn't all. The princess liked her hat so well that she decided to shop in another store. In the second store the princess looked at more hats, large hats, small hats, all kinds of hats. And in the second store the princess bought another hat, a very lovely one. What kind of a hat did she buy in the second store? The princess bought another blue hat. The princess then went to 5 other stores, and in each store she bought a new hat, and each hat was a blue hat. 7 new hats. 7 blue hats. That's what the young princess bought the first time she went shopping. Of course, all the papers printed stories about the princess and her first shopping trip. Each story said that the princess bought 7 blue hats, and each story was read by thousands of women and girls. Then what do you think happened? Most of those women and girls went to stores, and they all bought blue hats. School teachers, nurses, clerks, storekeepers, factory workers, office girls, mothers, daughters, they all bought blue hats. The young princess certainly started something when she went shopping. When I read about the princess and her 7 blue hats, the thought came to me that we are very much like that princess. Yes, we are. Boys and girls, we too are shopping, and we're shopping for something to wear on our heads. Now, we're not shopping for blue hats. Oh, no. But we are shopping for a golden crown that, some day, we will wear in heaven. You know, God pays us for being good. Every time we do something good, God pays us by giving us grace. And that grace buys a crown for us in heaven. So, like the princess, we're shopping for a crown to wear in heaven. You want to save your soul. You are trying to save your soul. That's why you speak the truth. That's why you are honest. You obey. You say your prayers. You go to Mass. You go to confession. You receive Holy Communion. You do all these things because you know that by doing them you will earn grace. The more grace you earn, the more certain you will be of getting into heaven. The more grace you receive, the more beautiful will be your crown in heaven. I like to think of the Blessed Virgin Mary as our princess. When Mary was on earth, she spent all her time shopping for her crown in heaven. Mary never made a single sin, not even a venial sin. She never lied. She never disobeyed. She was never dishonest. Mary never lost her temper. She never became angry. Mary spent all her time doing good. And when Mary went to heaven, she found that she had earned the brightest crown in heaven. Her good deeds earned for her the best place in heaven, a place right next to Jesus. Many, many women and girls followed the example of the young princess, and they bought blue hats. Why don't you follow the example of our princess, Mary? Why don't you shop for grace in the same way that Mary did? Keep away from sin. Tell the truth. Be honest. Obey your parents and teachers. Say your prayers every day and go to Mass on Sunday. Receive Holy Communion often. If you do these things, children, you will keep away from sin, and you will earn lots of grace for your soul. The Blessed Virgin Mary wants you to earn a crown just like the one she wears. Remember, you have to work for that crown every day. Let others have their blue hats. You are working for something better. A gold crown. A crown like the one worn by our princess, the Blessed Virgin Mary. End of chapter 10.